Hi friends, it's me Trisha with Becoming Me. Happy Mask Monday! It's just another Mask Monday. Okay, so in my Avon haul, which I'll link right up here, I had showed this. Look at this. You see it? It's the Belif. This one is the Aqua Bomb. And you can use it as just regular cleanser, or you can use it as an overnight, not cleanser, moisturizer, sorry. I feel a little off today. So, yeah, or you could use it as a mask. That's what we're gonna do. Use it as an evening mask. So, I'm seeing if there's a thing on there, and there's not. So I've never tried this before. So what you do is you take the lid off, right? It's like a scientist. Okay. And it's only filled about this much. I don't know. Can you see it? I think you can. It doesn't really stay upright. So then you're supposed to pour in some of this Aqua Bomb, or they have moisturizing balm, but the Aqua Bomb is lighter. And then you mix it up until the powder dissolves. This is not, so I guess you can't be stingy with it. I was just trying to be stingy. All right, so kind of mix it in there. I wonder if you apply it with the spatula. You must, right? I had to put a pretty good amount in there to mix it. Is this supposed to cover my whole face? All right. Well, it looks pretty much like it dissolved in there. Maybe I even put too much in there. I'm not quite sure. I don't know about applying it with this. It's going to drip into my eyes. Everything, I'm always panicky that things are going to go into my eyes. I'm going to go all in with my hands in a second here. Hold on. All right. So I have a little, I'm cheating this time. I do have a mirror when, I should have had a mirror all those other times. Well, I think I made this too liquidy. Can you see that? I think I maybe should have used less liquid. I think I smell citrus, which is almost concerning because I am allergic to orange peel. Could be. No, I don't think I smell orange peel. I'm gonna have to look after. It's nothing like life-threatening, but I will get, sometimes I'll get hives from orange peel. Maybe that's a nervous laugh, I don't know. Well, that's fun. It feels nice. All right, so there was plenty because I like to put it on my neck too. I have like a little bit left. Maybe it's not, but it's kind of, I don't know if you could see it. It didn't really totally dissolve in there. Kind of like when you have coffee and there's some grounds on the bottom. That's what it looks like. It doesn't totally disappear. Maybe I didn't mix it enough. I was very impatient, perhaps. I don't know. So, how was everybody's weekend, and how did your Monday go? That's the thing. This Mask Monday makes me really look forward to Mondays now, so that's great. All right, so we're going to leave that on there. It says actually you can leave this on overnight. We'll leave it on for a little while here. I don't have to worry about dripping into my eyes, so that makes me quite happy. I have to find something to wipe my hand off. I didn't bring a towel in here. Maybe I'll just wipe it on my hands. Just rub it in, right? So, there we go. Did you do your knit and purl stitch? Did you accomplish that? Here's the purl side. It's kind of open. It's kind of airy, but that's okay. Well, today I'm going to show you how to bind off. It will roll because if it doesn't have a ribbed edging, which is actually like a knit 1, purl 1, or knit 2, purl 2, if there is no ribbed edging on it, it tends to roll in. That's just the nature of the stockinette fabric. If we did a garter stitch, which would be knitting on the front and the back, it wouldn't roll in like that. Not so much. So let's learn how to bind off. I'm going to flip the camera around and we'll show you how to bind off, because we already did the knitted cast on, the knit stitch, and the purl stitch. Now we're wrapping it up with binding off. And then I'm going to show you, I have this, I love this, I don't even know if they still sell this. I have a stash of yarn, and this is from Regia, and it's the Pairfect sock yarn. And what it is you don't have to wind this. A lot of times yarn comes in a hank that you have to put on a Swift and wind it up into a ball or a cake, they call it, so that you can knit with it. This you just pull right from the center, and it starts out with this yellowish color to tell you that that's the beginning of the first sock. And then there's another yellow strand right through here that tells you when it's time to start the second sock. So it's perfect, perfect, perfect. See what they did there? So we're going to cast on for that too, because I never cast on for my socks. And I'm going to use a size 0 needle, circular needle that I got when I was in Canada, when my circus girl auditioned for Cirque du Soleil. So that's fun. All right, let me turn you around. Hold, please. Okay, binding off can sometimes be tricky for some people, but as long as you're using the bamboo needles like I had originally suggested, the yarn isn't going to like wing off of your needles. You could do this. Just take it slow. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our right hand needle. We're going to put it in like we do for the knit stitch. We're going to put it in from the left to the right. It's going to go underneath this left needle. We're going to wrap around our working yarn that comes from the ball. Wrap it under and then over, just like the knit stitch. Pull it through, and then we're going to pull that stitch off. Okay, so we're going to have one stitch on our right hand needle. Then we're going to go back in again like we're knitting. Okay, we're knitting, don't panic yet. Wrap it around and then pull it off. Okay, here's where the bind off. Some people call it cast off. It's not really a cast off, but here's where the bind off will begin. Okay, we're going to want to put this stitch over this stitch. Okay, your first stitch is going to go over your second. So we're going to go in with our left hand needle from left to right through the stitch, and we're going to bring it over so that we start seeing this second stitch here through the loop there. And then we're going to kind of hold, I'm holding on to that second stitch, by the way, with the back of my finger. We're going to take it off of the needle. Can you see that? I'm taking it off. And the point of my right hand needle is going through that stitch, and this second stitch is going to stay on the needle. Well, that's our goal. Here we go. Ready? Whoop. There it is. You bound off your first stitch. That wasn't so bad, right? Let's try another. You put the right hand needle, oh my goodness, I was just thinking like hokey pokey. You put the right hand needle from the left to the right through, and then we knit it like you have been doing. You could do this, and then we slide it off, okay? And here comes the extra step of binding off. We're going to take that, the needle, the stitch, excuse me, that's on the right. We're going to put our left hand needle from the left to the right through. The left hand needle is going to be on top of the right for position. We're going to hold on to that second stitch, the last one that we just did. We're going to hold on to that as we bring the first stitch off the needle, and our right needle goes through that hole. See where it's going through? And then we drag it off. There we go. Now we have 2 stitches that have been bound off. Ready to try it again? All right, less talking this time, and I'll just show you. How do I do? That was all one word. How did I do? How did you do, actually, right? Let's see, ready? Let's try it again. You could do this. It's just like knitting, except that one little step that gets a little scary, I know. But pull this up a little tiny bit to ease it off. Hold it kind of with your thumb. Hold the other one with your first finger. And voila. Can you see what's happening there? I'm not sure if you could see actually what's happening there. I'll try to get closer, but I just don't know if it makes it blurry. So here we go. We're taking this, dragging it. I'm holding on to this the second stitch there, sorry. And I'm pushing it through. See what happened there? Did that make it easier? So, I mean, you're going to always have the 2 stitches and then you're dropping it to the 1 stitch. See? Taking it over, putting that through the hole right there and sliding it off. That's how you bind off. You're binding off your work so that it will be a usable product. Whether you're going to seam it up or just use it as a lot of people do swatches. They're supposed to do gauge swatches before you would actually start knitting a project. Some of my friends do not do gauge swatches, and then they're surprised with the end result when it's bigger or smaller than they wanted it to be. Okay, so keep going here until the end. Alrighty, we're getting close to the end. Honestly, I just looked at my face and I think it all dried up, all that stuff. My mask. All right, so last 2 stitches on the needle. All we're doing is taking that first stitch, putting our left-hand needle from left to right, holding on to that stitch with my thumbnail, and holding on to the second stitch with my first finger, sliding it up. Oh, hang on, my screen went blank and I want to make sure I can see what I'm doing to show you. Okay, sliding it up and off, and then this right hand needle goes through the loop. There. Now when you have the 1 stitch left, I don't have scissors, of course, right now. I have a knife. I'm wielding a knife. Hold on. The world's dullest knife. Oh my goodness. So then we're going to just take this last loop and pull that working yarn through. Here you go. And then we're going to weave in the ends later. But that's it. This is the purl side. This is what they would call the purl side. I have it going sideways right now. I don't know what happened there. This is the knit side. Remember we talked about that? Where you could see all the V's stacked up. And then this would be the purl side, where they're like little barley purl bumps. You did it, friends. It's your moment. How do you feel? See? Here's your swatch. Congratulations. Okay, friends. So this feels, I could feel it on my face. Like a residue powder, because I just put on a residue, right? It dried up. So it's all dry now. For a little while, I was just thinking, oh, you could wear it kind of as your, like a matte finish. But and it is made to wear overnight. Like you could sleep overnight with it on. So, but I think I could actually roll some of this off here. So yeah, can you see the powder on my fingers? So obviously you have to rinse it off. So I will go rinse it off after this. But we'll see how it goes. But what I want to do is show you how I cast on to do my socks. So we just did this little swatch, and we did the cast on, the knitted cast on, and we did a knit stitch and a purl stitch, and then we bound off, okay? So now I want to show you with a size 0 how I cast on my socks. I'm going to turn you around one more time and show you a different way to cast on. It's a thinner yarn, thinner needle, but I thought you might enjoy seeing how I cast on for socks. Hold, please. change of plans. Instead of showing you on this needle where it's so small, you probably won't be able to see what I'm doing. I'm just going to continue to show you on the bamboo needle with the thicker, the worsted weight yarn so that you can really tell what I'm doing. This is called the long tail cast on. So your working yarn is coming from the right. We drape it over our needle. Our fingers are going to go, my first finger and my thumb go in between here. I grab onto both of the ends with my other fingers. The yarn is draped over my thumb here. So I'm going to take the needle and go under the yarn that's closest to me. And then I'm going to bring it up and go over the yarn and behind it on the one that's draped over my first finger. I'm going to bring that through the loop that's on my thumb here and then drop my thumb out of that loop, and we've cast on one stitch. So we'll do it again. I'm holding the yarn and then I'm putting the needle over and under the yarn that's on my thumb, bringing that needle up to that yarn that drapes over my first finger, and I'm going around it and behind, and then I'm going to pull it through that loop that's on my thumb and get my thumb out of there, and then tighten it up with my thumb. Okay, how are we doing? Try one more time. So, and then I'll show you on the smaller one, but I have to do 64 stitches for that sock. So I'll do that later on my own time. But you take the needle again and we go under that strand that is closest to us. We're picking it up and we're wrapping that needle from behind around and through the loop, okay? So this is gonna fall, hold on, pull a little more out. We'll do it one more time so you could see, but at a closer and faster. Okay, you could slow it down if you need to. So it's going under here, over here, and then I'm pulling it through and dropping my thumb out of the way. So it becomes a fluid motion after a while. But this again is called the long tail cast on. So now you know how to do the knitted cast on and the long tail cast on. Okay, and then when we want to start knitting, we would put all that work on the left side and take our other needle and go through and knit through like we were doing before. There you go, friends. The long tail cast on. When I'm doing my socks, I pull out like 1.5 yards to cast on for the socks. See, but this one is so hard to see because it's so small and it wouldn't be helping you any if you were looking at it trying to learn what I'm doing. It's so small and the colors kind of compete. There's not like a definition of the colors. So for the Hermione everyday sock, I would have to cast on 64 stitches. So I will catch up with you next time and show you how far I am on the socks. Okay, friends, how'd you do? Did you try to do the long tail cast on? I don't even know how many stitches I have on mine right now. I got to get to 64 and then join them together to make my socks. So I will show you my progress next time, how much I've got done. So that's it for now. Do you want to learn how to crochet next week? Or do you have anything in particular that you want to learn for knitting next week? I could show you something else for knitting. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll think about it. You think about it. Comment below if you have a preference of what you'd like to do. If you're more advanced with knitting and you want to see me knit some socks, I can do that as well. Or whatever. But it's been nice spending a little time with you. I thank you so much for watching because I know you have a choice and you have other things to do as well. So thanks for spending some time with me. And I hope I see you again next Mask Monday. Bye, friends.